This is the Troll Patrol. Live. With Justin. FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol. Live. And it's still fucking daylight outside. I hate this time change, spring forward bullshit. Every year, it seems like more and more people are talking about how they don't want to do the time change anymore. This year, it seems to be coming to a fever pitch. I hope this is the last time we ever have to change our fucking clocks. Let's stay on daylight savings time. Let's keep it like this. Not change it ever again. I'm down with that. I like more sunshine in the evenings. I'm not a morning person. I wouldn't tell a difference the other way. Other than the fact that it gets dark at fucking 4 o'clock in December. I don't like that shit. I hope you are adjusting well to the time change. I think we're on at the right time. I never fucking know. But then again, I have no concept of time as it is anyway. So why am I bitching about daylight savings time or time of any sort? But I'm just a stoner, so that could explain why I have no concept. I didn't have time to pack a bowl, and as always, I'm not high enough for this shit. What shit do you ask? But we're gonna have to talk about Andrew Cuomo. New York Times came out with a breaking report right as I was coming on the air. We're gonna read what the New York Times has to say about Andrew Cuomo. It appears that the Democrats are going to move forward with abolishing the filibuster. Chuck Schumer hinted at it earlier today. We're going to hear from him. Of course, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy led a cabal of Republicans down to the southern border because that's their manufactured crisis this week. We're going to hear them whine and complain. Probably be xenophobic if I had to guess. Dr. Fauci was at the National Cathedral for their vaccine drive. We're going to hear from Fauci. We're also going to hear from the first doctor that diagnosed a case in New York City a year after the lockdown started. She was on MSNBC, I believe it was, over the weekend. Unfortunately, not good news coming out of Europe as Italy is returning to lockdown. COVID, while seems to be rescinding in a lot of areas, is surging in rural areas. Also surging is hate crimes against Asians. We're going to watch a couple of videos dealing with that. Plus cops pointing a gun at an 8-year-old. Because, of course, a day can't go by that we're not going to have to bitch about shitty fucking cops. Got video of a wild plane crash in Florida. A cheer mom was creating deep fake nudes of rival teams. Holy shit. And I talked about the whole Grammy nonsense last night. But I knew if I just waited a day so that everybody had their, time in prime time on Monday night, that there would be some good videos of right-wingers losing their fucking minds over Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. So we're going to hear from Tucker Carlson on the wet ass pussy controversy. Plus, Young Americans for Liberty put out a video asking, should conservatives date liberals? We're going to watch that. Rudy Giuliani's daughter is down to fuck. Yes, I said that. And we're going to tell you the story of Cocaine Bear. And no, that is not, that's not Don Jr. Cocaine Bear is a awesome legend taking place in Kentucky and Tennessee. We're going to read a little news story about it. First, I'm going to get a little high. Because I'm definitely not high enough to have to hear about goddamn Andrew Cuomo, who should have resigned weeks ago. But here we are. New York Times. Days after Lindsey Bolin became the first woman to accuse Governor Andrew Cuomo of sexual harassment in a series of Twitter posts in December, people tied to the governor started circulating an open letter that they hoped former staff members would sign. The letter was a full-on attack on Miss Bolin's credibility, suggesting that her accusation was premeditated and politically motivated. It disclosed personnel complaints filed against her and attempted to link her to supporters of former President Donald J. Trump. Weaponizing a claim of sexual harassment for personal political gain or to achieve notoriety cannot be tolerated, the letter concluded. False claims demean the veracity of credible claims. The initial idea, according to 3 people with direct knowledge of the events, was to have former Cuomo aides, especially women, sign their names to the letter and circulate it fairly widely. Multiple drafts were created, and Mr. Cuomo was involved in creating the letter. Jesus Christ. Current aides to the governor emailed at least one draft to a group of former advisors. From there, it circulated to current and former top aides to the governor. It is not clear how many people were asked to sign the letter, but 2 former officials, speaking on the condition of anonymity because they did not want to anger Mr. Cuomo, who is apparently incredibly vindictive, decided that they did not want their names on it. The letter, which was reviewed by the New York Times, was never released. Ms. Bolin did not immediately elaborate or follow up on her Twitter posts in December, allowing her accusations to fade, along with the urgency of the effort to discredit her. Still, the letter shows that the Cuomo administration was poised to quickly and aggressively undercut Ms. Bolin, a Democrat who is running for Manhattan Borough President. At the time, officials in the governor's office were aware of another sexual harassment issue involving Mr. Cuomo that had not yet become public. 6 months earlier, Charlotte Bennett, an executive assistant and senior briefer, has told 2 senior officials in the governor's office that he had harassed her, asking her probing personal questions, including whether she was monogamous and whether she slept with older men. Creepy ass fucking Andrew Cuomo. God damn. And the Democrats are starting to get hard on him. We're going to hear from Chuck Schumer, the senator from New York, momentarily. But I can't believe they've let it go on this long. Once again, they pressured Al Franken to resign over a picture where he's not touching a woman's breasts. But Andrew Cuomo is really powerful within the Democratic Party. Has really powerful donors. God damn. Miss Bennett went public with her allegations in the New York Times last month, saying in an interview how she understood that the governor wanted to sleep with me, adding that she felt horribly uncomfortable and scared. Miss Bennett came forward just days after Miss Bolin, detailing the allegations that she initially made on Twitter on December 13th. Ms. Bolin wrote that the governor would repeatedly try to touch her on the arms, legs, and lower back, and that he once suggested they play strip poker. Poor lady. Since then, several other women have accused Mr. Cuomo of inappropriate conduct, from unwanted sexual advances to unsolicited kisses and groping. The governor has denied ever touching anyone inappropriately and has pleaded with New Yorkers to await the outcome of 2 separate investigations, one overseen by the state attorney general Letitia James and another by the state assembly. While Mr. Cuomo has suggested that some of his actions or statements may have been misinterpreted, his rejection of Mrs. Boland's claims have been far more strenuous. I believe a woman has the right to come forward and express her opinion and express her issues and concerns that she has, Mr. Cuomo said on December 14th, but it's just not true. He is standing in the way of New York City's ability to continue to respond to the coronavirus at a time that is critical. And apparently he is using vaccinations to try to shut people up and to solidify his ranks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who is the senator from New York, the state where Andrew Cuomo is the governor, asked about Cuomo earlier today.
Next. No.
On Friday, you called on Governor Cuomo to resign, but earlier in the day, you had not reached that point. What changed for you over the last several hours to reach that conclusion?
As I've said, New York State, under this COVID crisis, needs...
And it's not just New York State. Politically, it's bad for Democrats. Explain to me how somebody is still a Trump supporter after all that has happened, after the way he behaved like a fucking baby after he lost, after he tried to lead an insurrection against this country, literally seditious, and somebody still has the gall to come into my chat and call themselves a Trump supporter. Why do you people not feel embarrassment? Why do you people not feel shame? Can you explain that one to me? I'm dying to know. You got an answer? Master sellout. That's what someone would have to be a Trump supporter. You'd have to be a master sellout. Just like you had to be a fucking sellout to support Andrew Cuomo. The fuck he said to stop the rioting. You can't come in here and lie. Like, we've watched all the videos, we've seen all the evidence. We know he didn't say to stop the rioting. We watched them read his tweets on a fucking bullhorn as they were rioting. Yeah, he told them to stop and they went home when he said to stop, but that was hours later. Fucking right-wingers are morons. I wish you people could feel shame. I have looked at Twitter. We've went over the timeline over and over again. You can't come on this stream and bullshit me. I know what I'm talking about. When will right-wingers fucking learn? I sat here. You can go back and watch the fucking video of me sitting here watching the riots with Trump's Twitter up. Right-wingers are fucking morons. Feel shame. Feel shame. Please, you would save us all so much fucking aggravation if you could just feel shame. Because then you would fucking correct your behavior. What do you mean, ask my viewers? We just got started. There's gonna be plenty of people pile in here. Please stick around. Better yet, give us a call, 917-830-4359. Hop in the Discord. Try to make a point. I dare people to make me look stupid. It's yet to happen. Now, there's been plenty of right-wingers that come in here. They think they made me look stupid. But I mean, it's on video. Anybody can go back and watch them. I'm waiting for the day. And that's the thing. is I've told so many people, if you really, really want to get at me, if you want to try to troll me, you call into this show and you make me look dumb. That's the way you get under my skin. That's the way you trigger me. But I mean, it's gonna be an uphill climb. You're gonna have a bad time. Just like I told little Jimmy last night. I would be ecstatic for you to call in. However, I do not recommend it. What? You just called yourself a Trump supporter, even though you saw people get killed. You saw people that supposedly backed the blue kill a cop, beat them with a hockey stick. Where are you? Are you gonna Discord or are you gonna call? Which one? Yeah, you gotta let me know. I mean, if you call, I'll see it ringing. You're gonna hop in the Discord. You gotta let me know you're gonna hop in the Discord. I gotta flip a little button to make that happen. Because I'm interested to know what you've got to say. I don't come in here lying and bullshitting me, though. It won't go. All right, hop in Discord with us. The link is down in the description. We are live on the Discord. I would hope you don't believe anything he says, thinking as Trump is a pathological fucking liar that has no one's interest at heart other than himself. The very definition of a narcissist. Master sellout. This is gonna be like waiting on little Jimmy last night, isn't it? Come on, Master sellout. Yeah, I forget people do not have like lightning fast computers like mine. Discord might take a second to load up. My apologies. I don't mean to be overbearing. I'll give you a thing to pull up. By the way, if you guys, if you obtain a PS5, do not sleep on the game Astro's Playroom. Game was fun as fuck. It's short. Fun. Oh, you're fine. You need to hurry your ass up because I gotta do a show, and then I want to go play some PS5. It's been the story of the last few weeks, me trying to obtain a PS5. There was no way I was gonna try to get one before Christmas. Like, I'll wait until January, it'll be easy to get one. The link is down in the description of Twitch. Or that should give it to you unless I misspelled it. I did. My keyboard started sticking. There's your Discord link. We got you the hookup. I'm amazed a Trump supporter knows how to use Discord. Oh, sorry. Right-wingers just tend to be very basic, and they record a lot of videos from their phones and their cars, which amazingly has seeped over into congressional hearings. We're going to watch a video of a dumb fuck right-winger questioning a witness in a congressional hearing from his fucking car. Twitch culture is seeping over into actual politics. Is he coming on the show? Well, where'd these people come from? I'm glad you guys are glad that he's coming on the show. I'm not so sure that he is. Oh, okay. Do it. Bryce Fart, what's going on?
Hello?
What's going on, Bryce Fart?
Yeah, I'm 1v1 master sellout. I made that account as a joke.
Oh, like, you're like 5.
I'm 14.
You're 14 and you're going to try to argue politics with me.
Yeah, so?
What do you know about politics exactly?
Well, what do you know about politics exactly?
I have a degree in political philosophy and I've been covering politics for 20 years. What do you?
Oh my. Oh, you have a piece of paper.
I have a piece of paper. I've written for 3 newspapers, and I was the news director of 11 radio stations. What are your credentials? Go Team Bryce Fart! The chat is cheering you on.
Wow. What do you want to debate, huh?
Yeah, what you said you were a Trump supporter, right? What about Trump do you like?
Yeah. Well, foreign policy. He likes American people. He's a businessman. He cares about his business.
You know he went bankrupt 5 times, right? His businesses went bankrupt 5 times. For a businessman, he sucks awful bad.
Yeah, so well, he's still here. He's a billionaire.
He's not a billionaire by no stretch of the imagination. A judge actually ruled that he may be worth $300 million if he's not encumbered by debt, and he almost certainly is encumbered by debt.
Yeah, everybody has debt. You probably have debt. You live in your mom's basement, probably.
Why does every right winger talk about my mom's? This is clearly not. First of all, get well soon to my mother, who just had open heart surgery yesterday. Mm-hmm. Second of all, this is not my mom's basement. I'm hours away from my mom. The chat is disappointed. Aww. Come on, man. Every other dumb fuck right winger comes in here, accuses me of living in my mom's basement.
Dumb fuck.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a dumb fuck. Sure.
In your case, it's just ignorance because you're fucking 14. You've got no life experience. You've got no education.
So why do you think Trump, a man, wanted to lead? He said you led an insurrection. He said
he led an insurrection. Yes, on January the 6th.
Mm-hmm. You said he led it, so he had merit flag. You marched up with them and everything. You're saying.
He had a speech right beforehand where he said, march to the Capitol and I'll be right there with you. But of course Trump didn't march with him because Trump has no fucking balls.
Well, you probably don't even either. That's why you smoke pot.
What? First of all, Bryce fart.
Yeah.
Don't do it until
Very
you're
true.
older, because like your brain is still developing. But when you get about 20, 21,
You
fucking light that
do.
shit up, man. It will change your perspective. I used to, when the Mormons would come to my house, I would try to get the Mormons to smoke pot with me, because I get really well, like, they'll be like, what? Why have I been believing in this shit? That's the same way with you and conservatism. You smoke a joint, you'll be like, wow. Makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Conservatism.
Yeah, conservatism. You will ditch it. I mean, I was president of the Young Republicans when I was a senior in high school. How does one go from being president of the Young Republicans when they were a senior in high school to doing a fucking political talk show on Twitch from the far left?
To 5 people, including yourself and me.
I'm actually not on the count. I don't have
To
the
5
I don't have
people.
the stream up anywhere.
To 5 people. It says live, 5 viewers.
Probably,
Patrol,
yes.
patrol.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for less than a year. I'm actually amazed that,
Yeah.
I have 5 people that are very loyal to me. 6 now, mofo. The media winch is here.
6. Sorry, I'm sorry, 6. I'm sorry, I'm 6. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start giving us something, Bryce Fart. Or we're gonna have to boot you. We got a show to do. This is the
Alright,
first time I'm ever gonna
got
say
the
this,
video.
but Chuck Schumer is actually
Give
more
me a
entertaining
topic.
than you are.
Chuck Schumer?
Yes, Chuck
The
Schumer.
erection. That's pretty entertaining. He called it the erection.
He did. Oh, I will give you props. You're 14 years old, and you remember something he said from a speech a couple months ago. That's actually, you've been paying attention to politics to know that. But also, it was really fucking funny, so.
Yeah, we're gonna raise taxes too. How about that?
Well, yeah, we should raise taxes. Do you know what the nominal tax rate was for corporations in the 60s and 70s?
Not that.
It was well over 70%.
He's gonna raise it to everyone else too. For
No.
everyone.
Biden has said he will not raise taxes on anyone making under 100 or under 400,000. But
Well,
we've
that's
got
not
to get
that
that
many
do you
people
know what
that
corporate
much
tax rates do? Okay, so when you raise taxes on corporations, instead of like issuing dividends and shit, which would be taxed, they put the money back into the corporation, which isn't taxed. So therefore, it actually you get more efficient production lines, which they pass on to the consumers. You get better wages for their workers. You cut the tax rate on these corporations, and then they have an incentive to hand out dividends.
You people might get more money from their employer, but they're going to spend more money at the grocery stores and at the gas pump.
But man, like, you understand that all those prices have no fucking. First of all, gas has no dependency on anything that we're talking about right now. That's a whole nother can of worms that has to do with production, OPEC. That has nothing to do with raising wages in terms of gas prices. Like, you're 14, you have no fucking clue, like, that in 2005, I paid, like, $3.90 something, $4.11 or some shit. That's the highest the gas has ever been. It was under a Republican administration, George W. Bush.
And that's the Gulf War, where they lit gas wells on fire.
Well, the Gulf War was actually in the 90s. You're talking about the Second Iraq War. But, I mean, okay, but your insinuation was that a Democrat was going to lead to higher oil prices. But I just gave you an example. Like, I can tell you that I paid $1.50 under Obama, and I can tell you I paid over $4 under Bush. I can tell you that gas prices went up the entire time Trump was in office. You want to see the chart? I actually happen to have it handy.
Hold up.
Okay, I will. You see it?
Where's it? That?
It's on the screen right now. Oh, you might be a little behind if you actually got the stream up. But you can see that Trump takes office right about right here. It goes up the entire time he's in office. Now, it does cut off in May of 2018. This is not complete data. But that entire time, it goes up.
It went down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
But I mean, overall, it goes up, right? The trajectory is up. Bloop. As you can see right here, this was under Obama.
Remember,
this is $1.40 gas under Obama.
It doesn't have to do with Obama. It has to do with the.
Well, yeah, gas prices don't really have anything to do with fucking presidents to begin with. I mean, somewhat. To Obama's credit, he actually did up domestic production, which people did credit for bringing down gas prices. But overall, presidents usually don't have that much to do with gas prices.
Exactly.
So why did you bring it up?
Because it makes sense.
Because you've heard stupid people in comment sections and shit say it. You've heard dumb fuck Republicans say it.
Because he's gonna raise wages, but he's gonna raise taxes also.
Yes, good.
You're going to make the same amount of money each way.
What?
So it doesn't even matter. You're going to make less money, even though he's going to raise wages and he's going to lower taxes. He's going to make taxes go higher.
I think when you get to college, you need to take an Econ 101 class, sir. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know. Construction, I don't know.
Construction? No, you're a smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with this. What?
Not.
Are you sure you don't want to be like an engineer or something? Is that what you mean when you say construction?
Dig holes.
Or, yeah, you want to be like a day laborer or something. You want to go stand out in front of the fucking Lowe's and get picked up?
Oh, I'm Mexican? No.
That's racist, sir. You saying white people can't do that? Believe my fuck. I've got plenty of people in my family that do exactly that. God damn.
Can you not
see, you got to get the conservative fucking racist shit out of your head.
I'm not racist. I say something dumb once in a while, but that's not racism.
No, it's not.
No,
but you were implying that only like Mexicans could be day laborers. I'm from Eastern Kentucky. We don't have that many Mexicans, sir. The ones that we do have, they all like own Mexican restaurants.
Southern Ohio.
And they're hiring the rednecks to come and fucking fix up their restaurants.
Yeah, because nobody else wants to work. Been to where I'm from Wilmington, Ohio.
What do you mean nobody else wants to work? Everybody wants to work, kid. What the fuck are you talking about? You've got to get that Republican nonsense out of your head.
You can find a job anywhere. You can find a job anywhere. Nobody wants to work at a job.
Yeah, nobody wants to make shit wages. Nobody wants to go burn themselves at a fucking Arby's for goddamn slave wages.
Because if you're unemployed,
you've never worked you don't know what it's like to not even be able to break even, to go work a 40-hour fucking job and not even have any money left over to do anything. It cost you money, like the fucking job charged you for your uniform. It costs gas to get there. It's wear and tear on your car. It's your fucking time. You could have been doing other shit.
Exactly.
You do not understand that. So of course nobody's gonna go and work for fucking $7.25 at a fucking Arby's unless they're absolutely desperate. They live next to it and they're in a good situation where they can actually make it worth their time.
So
do you know in economics do you know in the economics how you remedy that situation? Employers pay more. It's called supply and demand. For some reason conservatives never fucking realize this. You don't bitch about not being able to find people to work. You raise your fucking wages. You want people to work for you? Pay more money. Simple.
People are making new hires on my father's work are making $17 an hour.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Raising wages.
Good. He should be paying $25 an hour. Do you know what the minimum wage? Do you know what the minimum wage would be if it had kept up with worker productivity?
But if you raise those,
It would be
minimum wages,
$22 right now if
what
the
happened
minimum
when
wage had
people
kept up with
lost
worker
their
productivity. So your dad's not fucking doing like a good thing. He's still paying a poverty wage. Sorry, kiddo.
Arnell Carrier. What?
Sorry, kiddo.
He works at Arnell Carriers.
Okay. And
And what I'm trying.
it's still a poverty
trying to
wage. Your
say-
dad is probably not making enough money. I'm lobbying for your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I do not understand this conservative mindset. Why do you not want people to make more
Look.
money? Why do you not want your neighbors to make more money?
Stop yelling at me and listen to what I'm trying to say here a minute, okay?
All right, say something.
that
Say
okay
something
for you?
interesting.
New hires at his work are making $3 less than him on the hour, working 12-hour days.
They both probably deserve a raise. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, and his job did not raise his wages for 3 years. He worked there for 25 years.
Yes, he's getting shafted. So why are you taking the side of the corporation and not the side of your dad?
I'm not.
You
I'm
are.
Raise wages, but not raise taxes.
But they're not raising taxes on you.
They're going to raise taxes for everyone.
No, they're not. Biden is not raising taxes on anybody making under 400 grand.
They say that, but then they do it anyway.
You don't. How do you even know? What the fuck are you talking about?
Just think about it.
That's what the Republicans did. That's what Donald Trump did in the 2017 bill. They said that they were cutting people's taxes, but they only
They
cut
raised
the
taxes
rich
on the
people's
rich.
taxes, and they raised everybody else's taxes. We're going to pay more this year because of Donald Trump. So if you hate,
But he's not president anymore. It's not his fault.
but I'm telling you, his policy did that. Biden's policy said they are not raising taxes on anybody making over 400 grand. By the way, if you like make under like 70 grand as a single person and like 120 grand as a married couple right now, chances are you don't even pay fucking
Where
taxes.
did you hear that?
Where did I hear
Where
that
did you
from?
hear that from?
The White House
Where's the
Communications
tax
Office.
reason?
I have a hard time when people ask me where I hear things from because I do a show where I sit here and I watch this shit. Like, it's kind of my thing.
Because you have nothing else better to do.
I'm a broadcaster. This is
Yeah.
what I do. You get that, right?
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Yeah, I run a multimedia production company. That's why my shit looks so professional. Does that make sense?
Where's that multimedia production company called?
Now that I'm not telling you because I keep that separate. I keep my two brands separate. People that hire Justin to do a video production don't know about Justin FREAKIN, the alter ego.
Never heard it before. I never heard of you before I looked at Twitch.
You've never heard of me before, but yet you ended up on my stream.
Yeah, because I looked through Twitch. I was like, boom, looked at it. Like this
It is a
guy's-
kid.
okay.
It
So,
is a
like-
kid. He's 14. So what have you thought about the show thus far?
Wow. How old are you, Warlord Wolf?
I assume that he is an adult. He seems to have adult experiences that he is referred to.
Okay, let's ask everyone in chat. How old are you?
Why do you care how old everybody is?
How old are you?
Age check.
Why do you care how old I am? Why do you care
I'm-
how old I am?
Well, I knew that you weren't old enough to I'm not saying that kids can't be smart or informed, and you actually surprised me with some of the stuff that you
How old are you
referenced.
guys?
Are you asking how
I'm
old
just
I
asking,
am?
how old are you guys?
I'm 30 something, 6 or
Yes.
7 or 8, I can't remember. But you just you need to go to college and get a well-rounded liberal arts education.
Liberal. It's in the name. No.
That's, oh my god, fucking right-wing propaganda
what
has
does that
warped
even-
people's
what's that
brains.
even
You
do?
don't fucking know what
What does that degree even freaking do?
do what?
What does that degree even do? Come on now.
Well, it's gonna teach you a good dose of history. You're gonna get some philosophy in there. You're gonna get some economics.
I take history classes.
Please take history classes. I highly encourage it.
All right. More history than you.
We used to be considered a liberal democracy. That term is
Probably know a little bit more history than you.
huh?
Probably know a little bit more history than you.
I'm doubting that because I read a lot and I don't read fiction. I only read nonfiction. I read history biographies and shit. I also stayed in college an extra year to take classes that I didn't get the chance to take in my degree. Most of which were history classes.
I only read nonfiction.
That's cool.
I only read nonfiction. I'm reading a book. I'm reading a biography of Kennedy right now.
Oh, really? Which Kennedy? John?
Yeah, really.
Jack Kennedy.
Yeah, John. John F. Kennedy.
What
his
aspect
Jack
does it
Collins.
cover? It could have been
Huh?
Ted, it could have been RFK. I assumed he meant John Kennedy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, so what aspect of Kennedy does it cover?
Everything. It's a biography of his whole life. It's a 400-page book.
No, it's just like a survey and it's going over facts. It's not honing in on Kennedy's, foreign policy or Kennedy's,
No, I'm only 100 pages in the book right now. I just started it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A lot of them are niche, They'll focus on a certain aspect.
Mhm.
I think there's a
But
good
I'm
book
not
about Kennedy's last 100 days or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much when he was a little kid, when he was in high school, to when he was in the military, to when he died.
So it's
Just
just a
shield.
good overview. Okay, cool. Will you do me a favor? Will you read?
His whole life.
Will you read A People's History of the United States?
Who
Howard
wrote that
Zinn,
one?
highly regarded book. A People's
who wrote-
History of the United
Again,
States.
I didn't hear that.
Huh?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear who wrote the book. You say
A
it again.
People's History of the United States.
I heard that, but who wrote it?
Howard Zinn.
Howard Zinn. Okay.
That is a fantastic book for your age range for getting a good overview of the actual history of the U.S.
I'm gonna look at it real quick.
That's correct. I highly encourage reading both books you agree with and books you don't agree with. Always challenge yourself. Right wingers have a very bad habit of straw manning. They like to create their idea of a liberal or a leftist, and then they attack that idea. Now, I appreciate you coming on here and actually talking to me. But what you always want to strive to do is to stillman your arguments. Seek out the people that have the strongest arguments against your positions and let them come at you and tear your positions apart.
Yeah, people just ban me right off the spot
You what?
when I go. I go into Twitch chats just trying to talk to people, but they just ban me right off the spot.
Well, me too, kiddo. I go into leftist Twitch chats and they fucking time me out all the time. And I'm their friend. I'm on their side. I start talking to them about the ramen they're eating, and for some reason I'm a bad guy.
What's this guy on Twitch's name?
What guy on
Let me
Twitch?
find him real quick. There's a guy on Twitch. Hold on, I follow him.
Justin
Find
freaking
him.
Echoplex. That's all the. I can give you other good Twitchers. That's Riverboat Jack is one of my favorites.
It's called the Daily Blend.
Technically, my channel has an adults only thing, but I mean, I started talking to him about, you know, like, I want to know what he wants to be. Like, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to go to college? Are you going to go to trade school?
Go into college I want.
Oh, you got some good grades. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Doesn't sound like it. I don't think you do.
I don't, but I have a savings account. I can enough savings to go to college and
Ooh, he's all bad and bougie up in here.
I never said that.
Well, you gotta actually get into some schools on merit. Now, pretty much any public school, I mean, you can like, you'll meet the standard for.
I got a higher state. I got a higher state. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna be a Buckeye, eh?
A.
Did you say you lived in Ohio?
Yes.
I fucking hate driving in Ohio. Ohio people do not know how to drive. Ohio government doesn't know how to make roads that make sense.
No, you should went to Indiana. Frick that place.
I've been to Indiana. It's much better than Ohio. I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking tell me to go. I've been to Indiana numerous times.
If you went there 5 years ago, right over the border, place sucks. Went there, take pigs there, got slaughtered.
What, do you live on a farm?
Yeah.
So you get like fresh meat and shit?
Yeah.
Oh hell, that's good. Like, man, you got like fresh sausage?
Yeah.
Oh, you lucky piece of shit.
Well, you.
I lived on a farm for a few months in my teen years, and goddamn, like slaughtered our own cows and pigs and fucking everything was fresh. Fuck, that's good shit.
Yeah.
Now this is an interesting question. Having grown up on a farm and you've tasted fresh food, freshly slaughtered beef and shit, can you eat McDonald's or Burger King or anything?
It's not the same thing as real meat, but sure.
Really? Because like to me it tastes like shit. I can't do it.
I go there once in a while, okay?
What do you get when you go to McDonald's?
Chicken sandwich. It's like the most real thing they got there.
Is it? I don't think that's true.
But
I had a teacher tell me that most of their chicken products are made out of cow eyeballs, but that teacher is full of shit, so I don't know that that's true.
they are.
They are? You think most of their chicken stuff is made out of cow eyeballs? The blue goo.
That's not really edible.
Well, I thought it was
I
pink
don't really
pink slime or something. I think fast food isn't edible.
It's really not.
Jessica, is this your kid I'm talking to? No, wait a minute. He's in fucking Ohio. It can't be your kid.
What?
How did you were just surfing Twitch and you ended up on my channel? Like what was it? The name, the Troll Patrol?
I was like, no, I came here a couple months ago.
Oh, did
I've
you?
been following you for a couple months. Never in here.
Well, like, give me some product research though. Like, what about my channel attracted you? Was it the pretty colors?
I don't know. I just looked up politics, and you're like leftist. I came in here, wanted to debate.
You haven't really debated very much.
I know, because I was waiting for you to say something, to jump on it.
What's your topic you're most passionate about?
I don't know.
But what motivates what as a conservative? What's the thing that motivates you to be a conservative?
People try to take my guns away. I don't like that at all.
Who's trying to take your guns, kiddo? Like, we're on the left, we're pro-gun. I'm pro-gun.
Have you looked
all my friends own guns.
Have you looked up 127?
Do what?
House Bill HR 127.
That's that bans the semi-automatic rifles, right?
You have to have a license to own a firearm.
Oh, it's a background check. Well, that's a good thing.
No.
Yes. 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 It is a good thing. There needs to be more. A gun needs to be treated with reverence.
Have you ever tried to buy a gun before?
Kid, I'm an adult and you're not.
Hold on, Mom.
Hold on, Mom. And he was talking about me living in my mom's basement. How does a kid that literally lives in his mom's basement come in and talk about me living in my mom's basement as I'm sitting here in my fucking living room? The audacity. The caucasity. The Bryce-acity. Where'd you go, Bryce, for it? Oh, fuck. God, were you fucking with me? Is that what was going on? Grounded. Oh, that was some fun times. He did get me good. He's like, there's like 4 people in here. Yeah, you were right on that. So here's Chucky Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, taking a question about Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Next. No.
On Friday, you called.
Do stick around. You want to hear about Cocaine Bear and the cheer mom that was making deep fake nudes
As I
of
said,
other teams.
New York
God
State,
damn.
under this COVID crisis, needs safe and they need secure and safe and strong leadership. The women have come forward. I'm proud they have. They've made some serious allegations, and they should be listened to. Because of these allegations, the governor has lost the confidence of his governing partners and of many New Yorkers, and he should step down.
Now, once again, I hate the fact that this is framed that because of the sexual assault allegations, which are horrendous. Is what he's talking. Fucking Cuomo killed people and covered it up on behalf of his donors in the nursing homes. I can't even fathom why that is glossed over because it's a fucking sex story in America. Again, it's the only thing that gets Americans' attention for some reason. But I mean, right-wing media has been talking about Chuck Schumer killing people in nursing homes. And it's not just Cuomo. Believe me, Ron DeSantis in Florida also needs to be hitting the road. Both need to be jailed.
Next. Okay.
Carter could move the bill, and you said the bill is similar.
Yeah.
Oh, did you time him out? Did you kick him?
But we're dealing with a border issue now, therefore shouldn't that reflect what is going on there now? And to your point, doesn't that make sense?
It's a challenge, and the new administration deserves an opportunity to respond to it. And I think it's going to be part of the conversation about immigration. Let's assume for a second they're successful in doing it. And 6 weeks from now, we don't have a situation that's a challenge.
Oh, he just left.
Today. Does that mean the Republicans will come forward for immigration reform?
He's exactly who I want to target, like a disinfected teenager.
I've said to the administration, come forward.
That would be ripe for a Steven Crowder
in the House of Representatives, and I'm looking forward to what his suggestions are.
Or an Alex Jones or something worse than that.
Let's go. We don't. One question.
Oh, no fucking way. Got Ben Martin. It's not Man Up Monday, it's a Tuesday.
Good morning.
He blocked my actual profile.
Are actually puppets. I mean it. I just can't believe it. It blows my mind. Dangle some freaking strings around and dance for me now. Wear 2 masks. Yeah. Now wear 3. Woo. All right.
Oh shit. Does he have a
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Oh my Lord. That is just hilarious. It just absolutely blows my mind. If you want to wear.
Oh God, how's this gonna work with it? Let me make sure I'm gonna be set up right to do this. This is gonna be some freaky whole. Yeah, I gotta tell OBS. I gotta send a virtual camera, so I gotta send my feed down to him. Don't tell me you can't access device. You should be able to. Okay. Okay, I think I got everything set up. You guys should be able to. Okay, I'm trying to think through this and make sure everything is correct. And then I'll have to show you guys, because like this stream will be delayed, so I'll have to show you this other stream. Check. Oh God, my mic's not working. Check. Check. It's not letting him have my microphone. Check. Check. Okay, that works. No, but that'll give us a delay. Check. Okay, there we go. I think I got it right here. Turn it up Tuesday.
The law of the land. We need people who are willing to jump on and jump in and be a part of the game, who actually know how the system works and knows that
somebody said Ben is well informed and knows his stuff.
They know how the government's supposed to run. It's just all there is to it. They just know how the government's supposed to run, and they know that the government.
Nothing could be further from the truth. Ben is not well informed at all.
It's been out of whack for some time. It's been out of whack for some time, and we need to, we need to see people come in who know what's going on, who are actually willing to help fix problems, and not gonna sit back there and just.
I'm willing to come on and help you fix problems.
We all need to wear masks. You know, I'm really upset with a lot of the politicians that are in office today. Why weren't more of them standing up, asking questions, diving into the numbers? Why did so many people just roll over and accept what happened? All right, we've got Justin Freakin. He wants to jump in on the show. I'm going to give him a second. I like to be nice to everyone, even people who I know a lot of you guys get sick and tired of this guy and say, hey, why do you even put him on? Well, I don't really mind the guy. I kind of like him. And I just think he's really funny. So, Justin Freakin, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Oh, Ben, I like you too, man. We got some Inception shit going on here because you are on my show right now as well.
Oh my God, that is Inception type shit, brother.
It is. Wow. Like I see that it's doing some weird stuff with my camera over there. I'm sorry about that.
Well, if you had two screens, it might work a little bit. Do you have two monitors?
I have 4 monitors, dude.
Oh, you should. I thought it would work with the third monitor pretty easily.
Well, see, I can't give you my camera because it's hooked up to my broadcast. So I had to give you a feed of my broadcast. So I don't know why it's doing weird shit for you over there.
Bro, what's going on, man? How's your day?
Oh, I'm doing great. How have you been? Are you cold? You've got a really thick jacket on.
Man, and you know what's really funny is it doesn't get too cold here in Fresno, but I think today we had some really cold rain yesterday and today. I think maybe it's probably 55 degrees or so, and still, I mean, for a Fresno person, when it's hot in the summertime, man, typically I don't really have to wear jackets or sweatshirts, but you know, when it gets below 40 degrees, man, it's time to put one on.
Okay, I totally understand. You Californians aren't used to the colder weather.
No, we're definitely not, bro. I look like a Viking who can handle those tough cold weathers, but man, I'm from sunny California.
Well, I saw I believe it held out there the other day, didn't it?
It did, man. Yeah, we got some hail, man. So that was a pretty epic thing.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often out there, does it?
No, not really. Doesn't hail that much out here. No.
Well, that only occurs like when the atmosphere gets really fucking cold and then it's warmer down below or something like that, right? It's some.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but what are you getting at?
Well, I'm well aware you're not a scientist. That kind of leads me to my next topic. Like you're railing on masks, man. Like you understand that we spit when we talk, right?
Oh man, I love that point. You brought up a really, really great point about spitting when you talk. You're talking about droplets, right?
Yeah. We spit when we talk, and especially me.
Yeah.
I'm very animated when I talk.
I'm sure you do. So what happens when you spit and the spit comes out of your mouth and it hits a mask?
About 75% of the germs that we transmit between each other comes from the spit. We exchange.
Here's that wasn't my question. My question to you was when you're wearing a mask and you have a droplet hit the mask, what happens?
When I'm wearing a mask, my spit stays on the inside of my mask.
So how fast does that droplet evaporate? Are you aware of that? I mean, Mr. Scientist.
What does that have to do with evaporation?
Well, because what you don't understand is that this virus is measured in microns. And even though your spit is saliva and it can be captured by a mask, the virus, which is measured at 0.03 microns, can't be. It can't be stopped. And that droplet, what you may not be aware of, Mr. Freakin, is that droplet evaporates in less than 3 seconds. And once that droplet evaporates, what happens to that virus that's been released through that mask, because it doesn't go anywhere, is it continues on. Now, fortunately for you,
hold on. But it didn't project out.
Oh yes, it did.
But it didn't.
Oh yes. Oh
but it
yes,
didn't.
It did.
But it didn't.
No, you have to understand the force of your saliva doesn't stop the virus. There's still every time you breathe, it forces things. It continues to push things out through that.
I want to let
mask.
your viewers know they can get a Right Wingers or Morons shirt at the link they see on their screen right now.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you know what? You absolutely can. You can get a Right Wingers or Morons. That'd be a great shirt, and no one's going to buy it because that's simply not the case.
But they absolutely are. I mean, I'm proving it right now.
You are doing me a great favor by demonstrating how completely out of touch you really are.
Am I the one that's out of touch here? Like,
I just showed you you're completely out of touch. I don't
think I am. Listen, I think I just gave you a really simple explanation.
We're gonna your explanation was completely horribly wrong. And here right here is a great report for you.
Do you know what a red herring fallacy is, sir? You're trying to make yourself sound smart.
Are you going to do me?
But you're not going to explain anything that has anything to do with the point I just made.
So when you look at this report, and this report specifically tells you, after all the research that the CDC has done, that they discovered that the masks only help reduce transmission of the virus by 1.32%. What do you say? You say, "Oh, okay. Well, we don't trust the CDC."
What kind of mask is that? Because surgical masks reduce transmission of the virus by like 70-something%.
N95. Go ahead and read.
And N95 mask reduces by like fucking 99%.
Well,
95%. That's what's called an N95 mask.
Justin, you must not understand this. You must not have read this, and I'm going to help you here. Okay, let me be a kind man and just give you some information about N95 masks. Do you know that the N95 masks will only reduce up to a measurement of 0.05 microns? Did you know?
Yeah, that's why it's called an N95 mask. Yes.
Yeah. But what size is the coronavirus? Do you know what size it is?
But like,
see that you don't know, and I'm trying to tell you. You want to sit here on my show and you don't know.
So surgeons
hold on a second.
Wear these masks in order to not transmit germs.
On my show, he comes on my show and he tries to act like.
Oh, did he take me off? Of course he took me off.
He makes points that are completely not valid.
God
he talks about droplets. He talks about droplets in a normal.
Holy shit! I should have known it would. I should have known it would go that way.
He doesn't know. It doesn't stop the virus. The virus is there, and because
it does,
smaller than the mask, it sits in. It when you breathe.
I would love to know the report that he, because if he had sent me the link to that report in the comments,
through the air, and people would contract it, and more people would be getting the virus. The issue is
he doesn't know what he's talking about ever.
Needs to hear. It is only carried in droplets, and so fortunately wherever it even,
which is the reason why masks, the Yale study showed masks just
it's not heavy enough, it's not light enough to float. It's not like tuberculosis where when you walk into a room, everyone is going to get it. It's not like that. It's not aerosol like that. And
it absolutely is. It absolutely is. They did a study in South Korea that proved it's exactly like that. That somebody was taking a shower in their apartment. They were taking a shower in their apartment and they had coronavirus and it spread to the entire apartment. That's what the South Korean study proved. So it is exactly like tuberculosis. Ben is wrong. He never knows what he's talking about.
Oh no, it's
but no. But like, I want to tell your viewers, like, surgeons wear masks to prevent the spread of germs. Surgeons are like telling you, hey, you need to wear a mask to prevent this virus. Who should you listen to?
So surgeons wear masks because they're dealing with open wounds. All right. If you're oh
my God,
cutting on somebody and they have an open wound, of course,
because you spread fucking germs through your droplets
inside that person's open wound. You can't compare.
And you don't want to get the droplets inside an open wound.
Type of moronic stuff.
And it can be transmitted via all masks except for N95s. And that's exactly right.
Man. What's that? What are you saying now?
I'm talking to my chat. It can be transmitted through all masks except N95 masks. But like a surgical mask cuts down transmission by like 70-something%. And this is what the Yale study proved this. Now, if you will link me to whatever study that you had up if you will put it in the chat right there, I will be happy to look at it and tell you like how you're misinterpreting the data, because I guarantee you are.
Brother, you can look at anything and everything, and I'd be delighted to look at anything you have too, man. And honestly,
well, there's a Yale study that showed exactly what restrictions worked, showed that masks worked, that masks were the most effective thing to fight this virus.
Man,
you're just a grifter that wants to sell T-shirts and make a living because you got disgraced trying to do real estate.
Oh, buddy,
that's right, isn't it, Ben? You're trying to grift on your audience.
Hey, by the way,
you're appealing to your dumb fuck audience.
Right now. Hey, don't be. Hey, listen. When you go there, I always
I hate grifters like you, Ben, that lie.
All right, let's take him off again. He's out of line. But since
I'm not out of line,
I want to let you guys know, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate, now is a great time, and I'm hungry and I want to go to work for you. Right now, if you're looking to sell, there is very low inventory, and when there's low inventory, that's a good sign for sellers. It's definitely a seller's market, and it's still a great time for buyers because interest rates.
Well, I'm not in the Facebook. I'm in the camera, because if I was on his Facebook, I would be delayed.
It's going to continue to go up because there's a home shortage.
Is he going to bring me back in?
Buy or sell and you want more information, feel free to reach out to me. 559-900-1600, 559-900-1600, or you can reach me at my cell phone. Hey, everyone, I give it out anyway, 559-285-1816. I would love to work hard for anyone
pull me back in
to buy or sell real estate. Now, with that said, that's my plug for myself, because you know what? The way I really make money is by selling real estate. I just do this because I have fun and I want to get accurate information out there. There's guys like this guy, Justin FREAKIN, who are going to continue to try their best to manipulate and put out false information.
Manipulate?
Pieces of stories. They don't want to tell you.
The projection is so strong with this motherfucker.
I posted several of the articles that were written based on the studies of the Stanford.
Do you see the study?
And I believe there was one other school involved. I can't remember. There's been so many different studies that we've talked about over the course of the last year
that you've either misinterpreted or just completely lied about because you're a dumb fuck.
Spread, and even at that time, we were adamantly against any of this stuff. Why? Because simply stated, you don't quarantine healthy people.
Oh my God.
Work or don't work. If you are not sick, you cannot pass on a disease or a virus. I'm not going to wear a mask to make someone else feel good. It's not the issue. If you're sick, stay home. Wash your hands. There's plenty of other things that you can do to stay healthy.
Also, the mask cuts down on the viral load that you get, the amount of the virus that you receive.
The government, and even how we can get caught up in a fun conversation with Justin about masks and science and whether Ben is right or his audiences are a bunch of dumb Fs or whatever he wants to say.
They are.
That's all a distraction from the bigger issue.
Absolutely can be.
I wanted to go back to. I wanted to allow that to happen because this is what happens in everyday conversation. We get caught up with guys like that, and we have conversations about shit that doesn't matter. Truth is that
shit that doesn't matter. 500,000 people have died.
Rights under the Constitution.
More people have died.
If there's a mandate or no mandate. It's not.
But in World War I, World War II, Vietnam. The Civil Rights
Act of 1964 protects me. There's so many other reasons why I don't have to wear a freaking mask, Justin FREAKIN, that it doesn't freaking matter. Your opinion is mute, irrelevant, outside the topic. Whether your science is right and mine is wrong still doesn't matter. What matters is what my Constitution says. What matters is what the Bible says. What matters is the fact that I don't have to wear a mask and you can't force me to. No one can. It's a violation of our rights. And this whole thing is a smoke screen. We're being duped. People, we need to wake up. And that's what this whole show is about. Waking up. Then you have blasphemous idiots
bring me
like
back
this
in.
guy here. Yeah, you are an idiot. Sorry, buddy. This guy says the Bible's a fairy tale.
Bring me back in. Bring me back in.
Echoplex Media. Man, I'm gonna tell you. Wait. The great
There was I believe it was smallpox. If somebody can check on that for me, in 1778 in Boston, the founding fathers actually quarantined healthy people.
I told you so, brother.
Bring me back in.
Whether you think there's a God or you don't,
bring me back in.
God is irrelevant.
Bring me back in, Ben. Come on.
You're
a pussy, Ben.
To believe in God in the Constitution. They protected our rights to practice our beliefs in the Constitution.
You're ready to throw hands.
Have our rights infringed, and they're being infringed. And you people like Justin Freakin and Ecoplex,
bring me back in, Ben.
Because you want to sit back on your ass and allow the government to
bring me back in, Ben.
You think it's good or bad science? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. What I care about, what I want to see is I want to see kids running in the street and playing again, going to the park and running around without masks on, playing soccer, playing football, playing basketball, riding horses.
Did you turn this into a drinking game?
I want to see kids living life being kids. I want to see.
I do too. That's why I want to get this fucking virus over with and get back to normal life. But I can't because of dumb fucks like Ben Martin.
Bullshit.
Spreading misinformation.
Go to public school, they're going to end up like Justin Freakin' and
he doesn't want to get challenged.
Brainwashed and convinced that the liberal, leftist, globalist society, the elitists out there like the WHO know what's best for us, and they're going to sit back and allow the world to be taken over by a bunch of hoo-hoos. The Who's. If Dr. Seuss was alive, he'd be proud.
The Who was a shitty band.
For those of you who are
and Dr. Seuss
book burning
was upset about his fucking racist drawings.
Man, blows my mind. All right.
Bring me back in,
that's
Ben.
That's all I have for you tonight. I hate to wrap it up like that, but I've got a meeting I've got to be at in 13 minutes. I made a commitment to be somewhere. I wanted to be here tonight with you. I wanted to share with you these things because we have got a lot to talk about. We've got to talk about the structure of the United States of America. We've got to talk about Article 1 through Article 7. We got to talk about the 27.
Fuck yeah, shut his show down.
We got to talk about Section 1 through 10 in Article 1 and understand why the legislature was set up.
Let's see what his chat had to say about me. Usually fun things. Sometimes there's a whole bunch of homophobic things. I'm glad I was able to get my links on his show. That makes me very happy. Ben Martin is a dumb fuck. Hey, Producer Dave, are you still in here? I got a story for you. You know, it seems like Twitch, Facebook, right-wing culture is really creeping in to mainstream politics. Here we have Representative Austin Scott, a Republican from Georgia, who is going to call in to this congressional hearing from his car.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't have a whole lot. I will say that I was on one of our military installations the other day, and speaking about the kind of the width and the depth of the anger that I see out there, and one of the generals suggested to me that they were seeing it in their ranks too, and that I should watch the documentary Social Dilemma and how
so this motherfucker on his phone
against us. And so just
I do believe this is against the law, correct?
Committee, and maybe looking for a comment from the people that are presenting is are we,
no matter what state you're in, I'm pretty sure all states have laws against this now.
The potential for the use of this information, misinformation through social media to create bias in the ranks or dissent in the ranks of the military. Do you know if we're actually having discussion.
But for some reason,
on that.
right-wingers love to be in their vehicles talking about bullshit.
Scott, I can answer that question. So, absolutely, and one of the main pillars that I mentioned in my remarks,
It absolutely is
that I can
dangerous and
go into a little more
irresponsible.
depth on is the force protection concerns that associated with intentional misinformation and disinformation through social media.
Exactly.
A critical component of what Secretary of Defense Austin is looking at too.
When I was thinking about doing concert wrap-ups after I went to shows, and I was just gonna sit in my car as everybody filed out.
From the outside, that
I wasn't actually gonna drive and talk. That's stupid.
As attempts to divide not only the forces but us as citizens. And
I do believe
we
that
look at this
distracted
lens
driving,
of
texting and
every
driving,
soldier
fucking with your phone is now the number one cause of traffic accidents.
Forces and having to look
Round 2, there wasn't a round 1, kid.
critical
No.
they're looking at social media, and we look to as much as possible make them resilient against what we know are concerted efforts to attempt to divide, in some cases drive them to extremism, certainly.
Well, I would finish with this. One is, I think it's been very effective what they're doing, unfortunately. And as this current generation comes out of high school and college, they're the first generation where basically everything they've done has been on the internet. And I think we...
Did somebody get Ben's number? He said it. If you type out his number in the chat, you give me Ben's number, his cell phone number, we'll give him a call. He said he had a meeting though. So, Sunday, wild ass video out of New York City. Yeah, producer, he said it on the show. He said, "This is my cell phone, call me, blah, 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 blah." That's what I'm saying. When he was doing his spill for his real estate thing. So if you go back and listen to that video and get me the number, I will indeed call Ben. Yes, he gave out that number. Somebody go back and listen to probably about 5 minutes back, or right after he took me off the last time when I called him a grifter. Yeah. It was like right after I called him a grifter, he gave out his cell phone number. If somebody will go back and get the cell phone, I'll totally call it. This is in Queens. Some dude just walks up to this apartment building. Just starts opening fire. Indiscriminately. Well, yeah, he published it on his show. We were just watching it. Police are looking for a man who opened fire at an occupied apartment in Queens early Sunday morning. The shooter was caught on surveillance camera firing 2 bullets at the Jackson Heights building near 91st Street and 35th Avenue. This was just before 4 a.m. Neighbors at the building were shaken by the gunshots. Looked like he fired twice into the building. One of the bullets pierced a window and became lodged in the ceiling of an apartment that had 3 people inside it. The other bullet struck the outside of the building. Nobody was injured. Fucking maskless Moses. He did say he had a meeting though. Do you think he's being serious? Oh shit. So we've got some breaking news here. Let's check this out. 8 killed in 3 shootings at Atlanta area massage parlor. Fuck. Suspect in 1 in custody. What? That's a clunky headline. 4 people were killed in Cherokee County and in Atlanta. 4 people were shot at or near 2 spas. The shootings have not been linked.
Young Asian massage parlor here on Highway 92, just west.
Oh, God, hopefully this is not more terrorism against Asian Americans. We've had enough of that going on.
Multiple people had been shot. We do have an image of who we believe is the suspect and his vehicle. We've released that information to the media.
He's got a man bun.
If you may have recognized him or his vehicle, to please call 911.
Were there any witnesses inside who weren't shot?
There were 2 individuals, is my understanding, that were inside the business that were not shot.
Did they see what?
It could be some men's rights shit.
It's not a very big building in there, so
it could be men's rights shit and racism rolled into one.
Like I said, we're 2.5 hours into it. Our investigation.
But I mean, it's real, like it just happened. So this is all speculation. Chads never get happy endings.
Thanks for calling the Benjamin Martin Real Estate Team. We're excited to serve you. If you're a home buyer looking to buy a home, please press 1 now. If you're a home
Yeah, do remember Ben's number. We'll give him a call at some later dates. We ain't done with Ben Martin yet. All right, so this is wild occurrence at a virtual court hearing.
Judges will tell you witness intimidation does happen from time to time, but it's usually outside the courtroom where it's hard to prove.
We are live on YouTube.
But with the pandemic forcing courts to go virtual,
And it's on the Zoom platform.
this case of alleged witness intimidation was tougher to hide.
Your Honor, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in the same apartment as the complaining witness right now, and I'm extremely scared for her safety.
I'm assuming this is the
Cody
defendant?
Harris is charged with assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder. He's accused of
he didn't like being called out.
Sturgis apartment last month.
That is a felony punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $5,000.
If convicted, it's bumped up to 15 years for habitual offenders like Harris. But before a hearing to determine if Harris should go to trial on the charges, St. Joseph County Assistant Prosecutor Deborah Davis was tipped off to the fact that Cody Harris may be at his alleged victim's home in another room during the hearing. We're not identifying the victim. Why she let him in the first place is unclear, but domestic violence victims are often prone to intimidation by their abusers. The demeanor of both suspect and accuser helped confirm Davis's suspicions.
And the fact that she's looking off to the side and he's moving around, I want some confirmation that...
Send the cops over there immediately.
Before we continue.
District Court Judge Jeffrey Middleton set the trap.
All right, I want you to walk out to the front of the house, show me the house number on the house.
Why? I don't think this phone has the charge for that, sir. I'm at like 2% right now.
But Sturgis police were already at the front door. Moments later, the Zoom hearing recorded Harris being put into handcuffs. Watch the prosecutor's reaction when the defendant
Good.
to appeal to the judge.
Your Honor, me and both don't want the no contact. I asked that that be dropped. I'm sorry I lied to you. I knew the cops were outside. I don't know why I lied to
Mr.
you.
Harris, my advice is don't say anything else. Take the cigarette out of your mouth.
Yeah. Just shut the fuck up.
Is adjourned.
Harris's bond was revoked. He'll be in jail for the...
In the words, there's a fantastic page on Facebook, Twitter, Pot Brothers at Law. They have a saying, if you get arrested, shut the fuck up. You should always shut the fuck up.
the foreseeable future.
We're serious as a heart attack, It's the first time I ever had anybody sitting in the next.
Peace out, producer Dave. It was a pleasure having
His
you.
next court appearance is scheduled for March 16th. Joe LaFurgey, News 8.
You hit bottom and you are continuing to dig. Go show the Echoplex some love. Act like you know. All right. Content warning for this next one. This is fucking disturbing. So apparently we're going to watch a cop point a gun at an 8-year-old. Looks like it happened in San Diego. Did I miss that? SDPD. SDPD could be a number of places. I'm not exactly sure the area. So this is the viral photo. This is the cop pointing a gun at an 8-year-old. Based on the photo, some have speculated the officer was pointing his gun at the juvenile, but the officer's body-worn camera shows that at no time was that the case. So there's saying that the picture that we are all seeing right now where he is clearly pointing his gun at a fucking kid. They're saying that's not the case. Let's find the fuck out.
Step out of the car. Go ahead. Face away from me. What's in your, don't reach for anything. What's in your front waistband or in your pocket?
I don't have nothing in my pocket but my money.
Okay.
My kid is crying. Dude can't take the gun.
All right, back up towards my voice.
Get it, like, what the fuck?
Back up towards my voice. Keep coming backwards.
Is there a gun in the car?
Two steps to your left, please. Two steps to
We
your
jumped
left.
right into the video. I didn't see what the setup was, why they pulled them over.
2 more steps left. To your left. To your left. Keep coming back. Back. Back.
520 purchase, first time update. Suspect gonna be in custody.
I've watched way too many of these videos.
We're gonna be making
where
some
they're
more announcements.
telling people to
We've got one.
follow stupid ass commands and they get shot.
Hold out back here.
Oh, please do. Please report
Hey,
back
bud,
and
just
tell us
put your
what
hands
happens.
up for us, all right?
Take that gun off him, bro.
Just come towards us, all right? Come over here.
Can you take that gun off him? He's 8 years old, man.
Just come over to us. all right?
Okay.
He's 8 years old.
Clearly, the gun is trained on whoever the passenger is coming out of the car. We all see it right now. Clearly, still on the kid. I was getting ready to say maybe I was wrong on that, but that's his watch. The gun is clearly pointed at the passenger.
Hey, bud, just put your hands up for us, all right?
Take that gun off him, bro.
Still on the kid.
Just come towards us, all right? Come over here.
Can you take that gun off him? He's 8 years old, man.
And it wasn't until the dad said something that he dropped the gun. And he's still holding it in a position like he's ready to fire at any moment. This is disgusting behavior. No American should be treated like this.
Anthony? Okay, can you do me a favor, bud? Just come back here. Is there anybody else in the car?
I don't understand how right-wingers watch this shit and don't lose their mind.
You You want to pull the cages back a little farther?
Get out of the way. For your safety, can you move? No, move.
My music was loud, man. I didn't hear you.
The other way!
That's my money.
Okay. Angel, you just want to hold the left side of me?
Yeah.
So let's get the setup. I want to know why they pulled them over. This happened. This was the San Diego Police Department. The video has been used by SDPD to refute claims that the gun was pointed at the boy. Even though the video shows officers aiming for the father and being polite to the boy, the gun is pointed at the child for at least a few seconds. The officer is seen explaining to the child why they were pulled over. See, now your dad was driving really, really fast. The officer explains. So he was just speeding? He was just fucking speeding? Yeah, you're right. They don't have minds to lose. The incident took place on Tuesday when the father was driving at a speed higher than allowed in the zone. When he didn't stop despite cues from the officer called for backup. Apparently, protesters have gathered as a result of the footage. Speeding. Speeding is the reason that they had them held at gunpoint. No American should be treated like that. They were like, because was there some indication that they were a gangbanger or a felon that would be in possession of a gun? My phone stays on silent, period. And even when it is on, in the rare occasion that it is on, my ringtone is actually Lady Gaga singing stop calling, I don't want to talk anymore. Because I'm funny like that. Okay, this Jacksonville, Florida. This is from a security camera at a Chick-fil-A. This dude's in line in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. There's going to be a guy running from the cops. Boom! Door checked him and allowed the cops to tackle him. One more time here. That's fucking hilarious. Damn, dude even rushed out to like help. Now me, I'm pretty fuck the police, so I'd try to help the guy get away. But that's a fun video. Door checking a guy at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. Also in Florida, because Florida is just fucking hopping right now. Happened earlier today. Wild plane crash.
Incredible. Now at 6, shocking video. A small plane comes plunging down and crashes into a Pembroke Pines neighborhood. 2 people are killed.
It happened along Southwest 72nd Avenue and Southwest 13th Street, right next to North Perry Airport. That crash site just feet away from residential homes. Hello, everyone. I'm Trina Robinson.
And I'm Jawan Strader. Let's get right out to NBC6 reporter Amanda Placencia live at the scene.
So I bet that was actually some really good piloting by the guy that was flying the plane to actually put it down in between the houses and shit. So, wow, mad props to the pilot.
With reaction and more of this incredible video. Amanda.
Yes, Jawan, and right now investigators are left trying to figure out what exactly went wrong here, how and why this small plane came crashing down, leaving 2 people dead and 2 others seriously injured. And this is exactly where it all unfolded. This is the perimeter of North Perry Airport. You can see a large chunk of that small plane's engine left there on the ground. We've seen remnants of...
Oh, so it's just taking off from the airport, just right there?
Investigators on scene try to figure out, again, what went wrong here. Now, this happened on Southwest 72nd Avenue, as I said, next to North Perry Airport. But let's get right to some of that surveillance video. We slowed down this surveillance video from a nearby home, which shows the plane coming down. You could even hear that plane sputtering before it hit the back of a car and then erupted into flames. Another witness also took some cell phone video of the aftermath, and you see plumes of billowing smoke. According to the FAA, this was a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza that crashed shortly after taking off from North Perry Airport around 3 p.m. Chopper 6 was overhead earlier, showing rescue crews trying to rush to remove an adult and a child that were pinned in that crushed car.
Oh, God.
The Pines Fire Rescue took them to Memorial Regional Hospital in serious condition. 2 others on board the plane have been confirmed dead by fire rescue, and all of the names of these victims have not been released at this time. We spoke to witnesses in this residential area who say they've seen a few plane crashes in the area recently, and they described this latest unfortunate tragedy.
Normally,
wow, like the street was on fire.
Because this is happened often, often enough to just get concerned.
We heard like a bomb, like a tremendous like noise, and we went outside.
What?
Everything was on fire. Everything was bad, and
He's saying planes are crashing there often. What's going on at that airport?
I don't know what happened to them. The fire rescue, they came and they got it. Shut down overnight after.
Just a horrific crash, as you heard from those witnesses. Right now, we're working to learn the name of the company that owns this plane. We're waiting on some information of the tail number to be released from the FAA. And of course, the cause of this crash is being investigated by the FAA and the NTSB. Also,
it's the same shit that's turning the frogs gay. It's fucking up the airplanes, making them crash. All right, this is a fucked up story. And I've been waiting to read it with you guys, so let's find out what the fuck is going on. This was in Pennsylvania. I kind of thought it was going to come from Florida too. Pennsylvania cheerleading mom created deep fake nudes to harass daughter's rival teammates. A Pennsylvania woman is facing misdemeanor charges. Okay, misdemeanor charges, that's fucked up. After allegedly sending deep fake naked photos and videos of her teenage daughter's cheerleading rivals in an effort to get them kicked off of the team or convince them to kill themselves. Misdemeanor charges. Rafaela Marie Spone, 50, of Chalfont, was arrested on March 5th and charged last week with 3 counts of cyber harassment and 3 counts of harassment, according to Hilltown town. So, cyber harassment of a child and 3 counts of harassment. Spone was released prior to a preliminary hearing scheduled for March 30th. Last summer, Spone allegedly created doctored photos and video of at least 3 teenage members of the Victory Vipers, a competitive cheerleading squad in Doylestown. The images appeared to show the high school age girls either naked or in bikinis, drinking alcohol and smoking vape pens. This is coming from an affidavit filed by the Bucks County District Attorney's Office. Here's a picture of Rafaela Marie Spone. The woman sent the images to their cheerleading coaches in an effort to have them removed from the team, and also texted the images to the girls themselves from an anonymous number, telling at least one that she should kill herself. I think they still got that girl. No, maybe she just got let out. The girl that told her boyfriend to kill himself on the text messages that they did the documentary about. They locked her up for years. This woman is only facing misdemeanor charges. I mean, like, this damn close to child pornography. Bone's daughter is on the same team as the 3 alleged victims, but investigators do not believe she was aware of her mother's actions. In July 2020, the parents of one of the alleged victims reported to police that their daughter had been receiving harassing messages from an anonymous number. At least 2 others on the cheerleading team came forward throughout the course of the investigation conducted by Hilltown Police. Investigators determined the photos and videos were deep fakes. Now, I don't know that this is actually deep fakes. That's a specific technology created by using photos from the girl's social media profile. Oh, that has been going around on Twitter, hasn't it? Fascinating, indeed. Technical, hi. Welcome to the chat. I wasn't talking to you, Google. Try harder. No, Google, turn off. Hey, Google, turn off. Gonna get me a copyright claim. Is he still with that Keller? There was some sort of unpleasantness. Maybe it was with a different real estate agency. But he had some issue. Media Winch would probably know more about it than I do. But he had some issue back in the spring around the time of COVID. So these were created using photos from the girls' social media profiles and overlaying them with different images to make them look authentic. That's just photoshopping. That's not deepfakes. Police traced the phone numbers back to a website specializing in selling phone numbers to telemarketers. Investigators subpoenaed information on the IP addresses, allowing them to track the threatening messages to Spone's home. Police and investigators found evidence on her cell phone connecting her with the numbers used to harass the girls. Spone faces between 6 months to a year in prison if convicted. That's still blowing my mind that is all she's facing. Meanwhile, despite the fact that stories like that are happening, you know what conservative media is outraged over. Of course.
Didn't see it. They've
Cardi
eliminated
B
Dr.
and
Seuss
Megan Thee
books from
Stallion.
Across America Day earlier this month on Dr. Seuss's birthday. Since then, the cultural vandals in charge of our own cultural revolution have censored everything.
The cultural vandals. Guys, we're cultural vandals.
From cartoon skunks to Peter Pan and Dumbo. All filth. Art, though, remains untouched.
All of the things that he is referencing are corporate decisions made by companies. Leftists give zero fucks about any of these things. But I mean, he is right. They are filth, yes. I mean, even Dr. Seuss was not proud of his later work. And apparently the Seuss estate said that he would want them to be taken out of publication. Cultural Vandals is a fantastic band name. That is a hell of a punk name.
What do they consider art? That's the question. Well, we learned last night at the Grammy Awards. Here's a clip of the only portion we could play you.
It was excellent.
No more Dumbo. It's too filthy. We get that instead. Candace Owens is the author of Blackout and the host.
And apparently they played that over and over and over again because Tucker knows exactly what he's doing. Tucker gets away with playing salacious material and talking about it by claiming it's from other people. Oh, the left is doing this, but actually it's to titillate his audience. I know for a fact there are pervy old men watching these clips on Tucker Carlson getting a hard-on over Cardi B. And then they get fed the bullshit from Tucker that makes me more repressed. And you took up SIGs because of it. I love it. Yes, everybody needs to watch the John Oliver piece on Tucker Carlson that he did on Sunday night. Fantastic takedown. Well, if he's going to comment on rap music, he has to bring a black person on. And, of course, his token black person is Candace Owens.
Intentionally trying to degrade our culture and hurt our children.
I mean, absolutely, Tucker. I mean, Dr. Seuss, gone. Mr. Potato Head, problematic, not enough genders available. We've seen going through the supermarket as a traumatizing experience. We lost Aunt Jemima last year. We lost Land O'Lakes butter last year. We lost Uncle Ben and his rice last year because everything is so traumatizing for children to look at. But this spectacle.
I didn't say it made sense. I'm coming at it from a Tucker perspective. It's just two black people. They're talking about black person. I gotta bring on another black person. I'm sorry. I'm getting all tongue-tied here.
Virtually, what we were looking at last night was a lesbian sex scene being simulated on television, and this is considered.
It wasn't virtually.
It's iconic. It's forward. It's progressive. It's the way the world's going, Tucker. And if you don't,
I hate fucking.
You don't understand. This is the way the world
processed food bullshit.
100% agree with you in the assessment that this feels
Yank
more
sugar water. That's exactly what it is.
It's not even left or right. It's not a political issue. This seems like an attack on American values.
I prefer honey myself.
You're actually actively trying to.
Because I can't get the good maple syrup down here for a reasonable price.
This is not about diversity anymore, Tucker.
I can
it's
get
about
some good
perversity.
honey.
We are celebrating perversity in America.
They're trying to degrade us. I mean, if you think about all the energy that our professional class expends trying to extinguish political views they disagree with, and you've been the target of this, we have too. No energy is spent at all trying to.
That's what they do for a living. The grog has reached your brain. I'm glad to hear it.
Contain pornography, which is literally everywhere online, and not just people having sex, but like stuff that probably kind of hurt your brain if you looked at enough of it.
By the way, that was a dance move that Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion did. It was like they looked like they were gonna scissor, and then like they flipped over, and like they did this little like twerk thing. It was fucking cool. Also, check out Megan Thee Stallion's performance of Savage. It was really neat. It had like this 1920s, like Harlem Nights kind of theme going with it. Love it. I have not heard it. I will have to listen to that after I get off the show.
And it's just everywhere, but no one ever says a word about it. For real, what does that tell you about their goals?
Actually, they say many words
Yes, I will give that to you. Black people put on such an entertaining church service that I would almost like turn Christian. It's still stupid. However, they do put on an entertaining service.
They call this great. They say this is fabulous. That this is the stuff
It is. It's a fantastic song.
Towards. So at the same time, Tucker, that we have kids that are not learning hard academics anymore in school, right? Forget about mathematics and science. You can trust the
fucking right-wingers hate
but
school.
You have these kids learning about critical race theory. They're learning that they should aspire to people like Cardi B. You see that fundamentally we are seeing the
Nobody says that kids should aspire to be like Cardi B.
That this is the direction that our society is heading towards. And again, we are weakening America. That's really what we should be talking about. This is a weakening of American society.
I have not been to a black church in a predominantly black community. No. I have not. No, well, okay, yes, I have. I have, but I haven't attended service. Because I used to take pictures. I was a traveling photographer. We did fundraising for churches, and I actually North Carolina, deep fucking South, very black church. I took pictures with the pastor with his bass. But I did not go to the service. But they were super. That was by far the coolest church I was in, hands down, without fucking question. There was another one I was in a poor community, and it was in the center of the town, really small town, and like it was a very, very poor church, and that pastor was like every day making food and giving out like on the main street of the community. Like they were super cool. I went to a lot of these churches that were absolute like shit. They treated me like shit. They treated other people like shit. Like the nicer the church, the worse the people were. The more diverse and the poorer it was, the nicer the people were. yeah, and like he was dressed like nice, like not like outlandish like gold jewelry and shit, but like he looked slick, and he had that bass, man. He was cool as fuck. Those were by far the best churches I ever went to. By the way, I want to take the opportunity to bring up that Candace Owens sued for racial discrimination and won. That's how she like came to prominence. If you, depending on which, some white people in a church sometimes can cook. It's hit or miss though. Not all of them. You go to some of these churches, they give you that spaghetti dinner that they watered down, and it sucks. Once again, I've spent a lot of fucking time doing these fundraisers for churches. But some of them can cook like a motherfucker. Make you a fried chicken dinner with some green beans and shit and some casseroles. Others give you watered down spaghetti. Like they get a jar of ragu and they water that shit down. And it sucks because you think you're in a church, they're going to do some good cooking. Nope. Just like churches, it could be a grift. And you get grifted on your spaghetti. So now, speaking of raunchy sex acts and conservatives, I know you guys don't really want to go here, but we're going to have to. Apparently, Rudy Giuliani's daughter is a unicorn who loves having threesomes. She is down to fuck. Caroline Rose Giuliani, 32, opened up about her sexual escapades in an essay published in Vanity Fair titled A Unicorn's Tale, Three-Way Sex with Couples Has Made Me a Better Person.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
So that is Rudy Giuliani's daughter you were looking at. She has a John Ossoff shirt on. I guess she's on the liberal side. The daughter of former President Donald Trump's personal lawyer likened intimacy between two people to ping pong, but said that with three people, it is like volleying a ball with no net and no blueprints. That openness has changed my life. Now, as I explained to one of my friends the other day, you got to have somebody that directs traffic. Not necessarily somebody who's dominant, but somebody who like knows both the other people and like tells like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do the directs traffic, calls the match, if you will. Caroline Giuliani explained that she was in her late 20s when she met up with a couple she connected with on an app. Tinder. Maybe she was on some Craigslist. She connected with on an app where pairs seek a third partner. A third partner like herself is known as a unicorn because of our mythical rarity. Caroline Giuliani stated the woman she spoke with, Isabella, was looking for someone to dominate her but be submissive to her boyfriend. I am typically more sexually submissive, but we were texting, which quickly turned into sexting. I tried on this authoritative sexual persona, the lawyer's daughter wrote. I was pleased to discover that, having been submissive myself, finding the language to turn Isabella on came naturally to me. Caroline Giuliani met the couple at a bar and then went to their place. So, sure, throw us a link in Discord. What are you linking to, my friend? She said she had sex with the man, Oliver, as Isabella watched and role-played humiliation. Here's a picture of her with Kamala Harris. The encounter led to Caroline Giuliani identifying as pansexual, where a person is not limited to a sexual choice in terms of biological sex, gender, or gender identity. Good for her. Now, knowing that Rudy Giuliani's daughter is out there being a unicorn and fulfilling her sexual fantasies, Young Americans for Liberty ask,
man here who is dating a young woman who tends to
should conservatives date liberal?
Lean very far left.
So, sorry, before you go any further, is she present right now?
No, she is not.
Okay, good, so I can be honest. All right.
So how might, do you have any advice for how this young man might go about exposing her to some new ideas without the relationship crashing and burning?
Oh, you're an optimist. Okay. So, you, my friend, are making a very large mistake. I'm sure she's wonderful. I'm sure she's supremely attractive. I'm sure all of
because if there's one thing that Ben Shapiro knows about, it's women. Ben Shapiro is good with the women.
those things. It depends what the relationship is for. Are you in it for marriage, or like you actually have to give me like what's the end goal here?
Yeah, marriage.
Okay, so if you're in it for marriage, then the number one thing you must have in common with your spouse is values. You don't have interests.
Now, I would have died laughing. Now, this is clearly an older clip, pre-coronavirus and everything. The Young Americans for Liberty shared this out today. I saw it. I had to watch it. It might not have been today. March 11th. I had to watch it. It would have been hilarious if the kid had said, "I'm in it for some wet ass pussy."
Oh, you're an optimist. Okay.
What's up, 16 Tones?
You, my friend, are making a very large mistake. I'm sure she's wonderful. I'm sure she's supremely attractive. I'm sure all of those things. It depends what the relationship is for. Are you in it for marriage, or like you actually have to give me like what's the end goal here?
Wet ass pussy.
Okay, so if you're in it for marriage, then the number one thing you must have in common with your spouse is values. You
By the way, Ben Shapiro is married to a doctor. He'll never
most people are interested in lots
miss
of
an
things.
opportunity
There are
to
lots
tell
of
you
interesting
that.
things in the world, liking the same movies, liking the same art, virtually worthless. What is important is that you have the same value system. So politics are a reflection of values. Now, there are a lot of people who never connect their politics with their values. So you have to determine whether she's politically left because this represents some core values, or just because she's been told a bunch of slogans and now she repeats all these slogans. So when I first dated my wife, for example, my wife thought of herself as pro-choice, and then the most...
Been told a bunch of slogans. That is every goddamn right-winger I meet has been told a bunch of slogans. Well, let's say they got into the pro-life, pro-choice question. His wife was pro-choice apparently, and he's convinced her. Let's see how he did it.
and the more that we discussed the issue, it became very clear to her that she was actually pro-life and hadn't really considered the issue in a serious way. It was just she was told on college campus that it was a good thing to be pro-choice, and so she said she was pro-choice. And the same thing was true of gun rights, for example. She didn't know anything about guns. She'd been told guns were bad, and then when I explained gun rights to her, and when it turned out that her father was a member of the military, then she shifted a little bit. Politics is the tip of the iceberg. The question is whether your girlfriend's politics, or this unnamed person's girlfriend's politics, are...
Well, that was the implication, yes.
A floating bit of flotsam on the top of the ocean, or whether there's actually a structural underpinning for what she's thinking. So you first have to determine that. If there is a structural underpinning, and if she really believes this stuff on a strong level, you're really going to have to think about whether this is something you want to go through for the next 80 years. Because when it comes time to raise your kids, forget about you. Okay, in my view, marriage, not relationships. Marriage is about bearing and rearing children, ideally. Right? My wife and I have 2 children. That is the end goal of marriage.
That is not the end goal of marriage for everybody. Everything is different for everybody. You can't fucking paint with a broad brush. Marriage to most people in the United States, I would assume, comes down to rights of, property rights, who has power of attorney, shit like that. It's a legal contract. It's not about having kids, Ben Shapiro.
Is the telos of marriage. Marriage was created so that we could bear and raise our children. And that means that we have
not
to
at all
have
why it
very
was
similar
created.
perspectives on how we want to raise our kids. Now, if you want to raise your kid with traditional ideas of virtue and decency, and she wants to raise your kids with traditional ideas of multiculturalism, for example, then and all cultures and all opinions being equal, all behavior being equal, this is going to be a real conflict when it comes time to parent your kids. So you have to ask yourself 2 questions. 1, is she movable? And 2, if she's not movable, what is your end goal here?
You're being charitable.
Because, there's lots of fun to be had in life. But when it comes time for marriage is, as all the married people in the room know, marriage is not the time for fun. Marriage is, when it comes time for marriage, not totally true. I love my wife and we have a great marriage. But
because it's a grift and he makes money that way.
But
that's why he acts like he's smart.
It is deeply important that you put values before all of the other ancillary things. If you have values in common, your marriage can outlast anything. If you don't have values in common, then the first break and the thing's over.
So I think the answer to the question is no, conservatives should not date the liberals. Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that was the conclusion from that Young Americans for Liberty video. All right, we need a palate cleanser after Ben Shapiro, and you know what that means. It's time for the story of the cocaine bear. Get through all these ads here. This was originally published by the Louisville Courier-Journal on March 11th. Republished by Knox News. It is a Kentucky, Tennessee story. The story of Kentucky's favorite party animal is heading to Hollywood. Our venerable cocaine bear is part of the plot line for an upcoming movie. Crowder's racist tirade towards black farmers? No. I saw he reshared the video of him going into Planet Fitness or something dressed as a woman for International Women's Day the other day. I try not to pay too much attention to Steven Crowder. He annoys me. He makes my eye twitch. I watch a lot of dumb fucks on here, but if anybody makes my eye fucking twitch, it's goddamn Steven Crowder. Holy fuck, do I? And that dude, I feel sorry for him. He has a lot of issues going on. I don't want to play armchair psychologist, but there is some crazy shit going on with that dude. All right. Back to the cocaine bear. The real-life story is stranger than fiction. Back in 1985, a 175-pound black bear died from a massive cocaine overdose at the indirect hand of one of Kentucky's most notorious drug smuggling criminals. The now taxidermied cocaine bear has captured the hearts and attention of roadside travelers since he first arrived in Lexington in 2015. The black bear, with just enough teeth showing to scare some children, has appeared in thousands of selfies, and he's even gotten to be the guest of honor backstage at a Sturgill Simpson concert. The circumstances of his death were originally featured in a wild 3-sentence long New York Times brief back in 1985, and now it's part of the plot of a new movie being developed and directed by actress and director Elizabeth Banks. Yeah, I can stand Jordan Peterson because, like, he's funny to me. Crowd are just like, ugh. It's a visceral reaction. With the upcoming film in mind, now seems like a good time as any to revisit the legend and the story of how he ended up stuffed and on display at the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington. Interestingly enough, I took a trip to Lexington on March 4th, 2020 pre-COVID, to meet the bear and the small staff of the retail employees dedicated to preserving his story. When a medical examiner was called back in 1985 to look at the 175-pound body, he found every problem you'd expect from a massive overdose. Cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hyperthermia, renal failure, heart failure, and stroke. Cocaine Bear's stomach was so full you couldn't have packed in more of the illicit drug if you tried. But how did it get that way? It starts 3 months earlier and 200 miles to the north. It was there that Andrew Thornton II, a notorious Lexington narcotics police officer turned drug smuggler, because of course, fell to his death from a plane while on a coke smuggling run. He had just returned from dropping packages in North Georgia. His body was recovered in Knoxville, Tennessee with night vision goggles. With night vision goggles on his face and Gucci loafers on his feet. He had knives, a couple of pistols, $4,500 in cash, and a duffel bag filled with about 75 pounds of cocaine, worth $15 million. Yeah, I want a cocaine bear. I bet they're fun if they don't kill you. They probably snap back and forth between being really fun and friendly and being drug-addled and in a rage, like most people on cocaine. The two deaths are widely believed to be connected because the bear was surrounded by 40 open containers with traces of cocaine inside of them. 36 years later, even though he's technically a Georgia black bear, Cocaine Bear is a Kentucky legend for dying at the indirect hand of one of the Commonwealth's most wanted. I don't want a movie with this shit in it. I want a documentary about what actually happened. So there's you a picture of the actual Cocaine Bear at the Kentucky for Kentucky Museum in Lexington, Kentucky. Should you ever want to visit Cocaine Bear? I have not been to Lexington in quite a few years, so I was not aware of Cocaine Bear. But that will definitely be on my list of places to stop next time I'm in the area. I do avoid Kentucky like the plague, though. It's actually my home state. Alright, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to send you guys over to Feminist Critique. Be sure to click on their channel so they get the credit for the views. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We will see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live.